Hello, welcome, welcome. How are you guys? Hi, Holly. Hi, Ben. Holly's making deviled eggs up in here. This is going to be a reading for the earth signs for Virgo, Taurus, and Capricorn. Or if you're cross watching for someone else, apply it how it applies to you. Let the rest fly. Okay. How's everyone doing? Hi, Kelly. Hello, hello, everyone. Nice to see you. All right, so we'll just get into it then. Okay, for my earth signs, gonna take it a little slow. Bottom of the deck, we have Four of Wands in the reverse. This could be cracks in your foundation. This could be um, situations or foundations that were built on shaky ground that are kind of falling apart right now. And we talked about this in the collective reading yesterday, where it's almost everyone at this point. Okay. I'm going to go out on a limb and say it's everyone at this point is having some kind of disruption, some kind of a shakeup going on in their lives where beliefs or day to day functions, day to day schedules, things like that are just falling apart. People are at odds with their partners or splitting from some kind of a relationship, friendship, all of these things. So, whatever is not feeding you, is not nourishing you at this point, is going to start to dissipate or crumble. Okay. So, everyone is going through this energy right now, but earth signs, we have Four of Pentacles showing up. Okay. What is it that you are holding on to? Hi, Anna. Hello, I can see your comment. Did you try to comment from the other profile and it didn't work? 3 people so far are having that issue. I don't understand why YouTube is doing that, but if you guys are here and we can't see your comments, I'm so sorry. We'll try to figure it out. I don't know. So whatever it is that you are holding on to, you are going to be pushed to release. This could be pent up emotions. This could be frustrations in your relationships, in your job, um, whatever is at the forefront for you right now. You did. Aw, I'm glad you switched your account so we can see your comments, Anna. Oh, Anna, I got that package that I sent you that didn't get to go through. I got that returned to me today, actually. So yours hopefully should be there any day now if it hasn't already got there, your other one. Anyway, sorry, business. Um, Five of Pentacles, whatever it is that you're holding on to that is making you feel some kind of a lack in your life right now. This could be, again, thoughts, emotions, beliefs about yourself, about others, or about where you should be in your situation, in your own experience, but noticing that there's lack there, that you're not really at the point that you want to be at this phase of your life. So whatever it is that you're holding on to, you are being kind of forced to let it go. Temperance in the reverse, it's causing imbalance. Okay. Temperance is also the card of Sagittarius still on the way. Hopefully it gets there like today or tomorrow. Because it was express shipping. So it should be expressly delivered, right? So temperance in the reverse, this is calling for you to create balance in your life, create structure in your life, and whatever it is that you've been holding on to that is depleting you at this point. Sagittarius is a sign of spontaneity, right? Of fire. It's a fire sign, very passionate, kind of flaky in their lower frequencies, but it's okay. We love our Sag. My daughter's one. Kara, hello, my darling. How are you? So, whatever this is causing, it's like feeling the wind being taken out of your sails, feeling uninspired, um, perhaps even some confusion. And we do have it's a new moon in Pisces, but Pisces energy here, ruled by Neptune. Neptune can cause a lot of confusion. So you may be experiencing some sort of lack of clarity or confusion going on right now, just because whatever it is that you're holding on to. And we can cling to the old way of doing things, the old life. Hi, Matt. Love you. Thank you for joining us. So we can get so tied to our comfort zone, even if that comfort zone isn't what it maybe used to be. Humans are adaptive. That's one of our, qualities and one of our downfalls is we can adapt to anything. So if you've recently started to notice yourself taking treatment, tolerating some kind of treatment, or tolerating a situation where you wouldn't have really been so comfortable tolerating that behavior before, or that kind of situation before. Hi, Dallas. Um, and it's really, I don't know, I'm getting this sense of you don't notice it until it really gets under your skin and just there's an explosion. So you're being forced to look at what isn't working for you anymore. And the more you hold on to it, the less inspired you're going to feel, the less energy you're going to feel. If you've been feeling depleted, tired, exhaustion, or just lack of inspiration, it's like, what am I waking up every day for? That's the kind of energy that I'm picking up here, is like, why, what am I even doing? Why am I even, what's my purpose? Why am I not feeling like I'm living in my purpose? I'm doing good, thank you. So meditate and contemplate is what that new moon in Pisces card actually is talking about, is meditation, going within for answers, seeking clarity, because the only way you can really receive full clarity for yourself spiritually, energetically, on any given situation is to understand where you are in relation to the frequency of the thing, the situation, the whatever it is that you want, the outcome that you want. So going within, finding out why things are not working, or why you're feeling uninspired, or why there's, this lack of celebration. Because Four of Wands in the upright is celebratory. They're celebrating after a wedding having to do with family, foundations, and, that kind of old 3D story is a little played out at this point. Everyone's center of their world isn't centered around getting married, right? Wired but tired, ready to rock, but also kind of stalled. I feel you on that one, Dallas. I definitely get that one. And it's just recalibration. Okay. You're recalibrating yourself, and you need to give yourself a little bit of time. Okay. That butterfly soup phase is really important. So taking a step back sometimes, or looking at things from a different perspective, looking at a situation, taking in the information with fresh eyes, will help you to reassess and to see the bigger picture so that you can move the pieces accordingly, if that makes sense. Luck is on your side right behind that new moon in Pisces with the new moon in Sagittarius. We were just talking about that Sagittarius energy with Temperance in the reverse. Sometimes you have to take a step back. Sometimes you have to be uninspired. Sometimes you have to, the universe will force us, our higher selves will force us to take a step back, and that they'll take the inspiration right out of us, right? They'll take the wind right out of our sails, because we're not really sure where our course is leading. We haven't really, maybe we've been lax on our trajectory. We don't really know what we want, or we've had a lot of experiences recently that have shifted what it is that we want, but maybe we're still kind of focused on the old thing that we wanted and not so much on the new. So this is your time. This is your opportunity to go within, reassess, and see, if you need to adjust that trajectory, or if your action steps are really aligned with that trajectory. And then, just kind of tweak your little moves there. Believe in the impossible with the blue moon right behind that one as well, bottom of the deck energy. So once in a blue moon, things that are seemingly impossible become possible, right? So this is the being open to expecting miracles, being open to seeing miracles. The end of a tough cycle approaches right behind that with full moon in Capricorn. So earth signs, full moon in Capricorn, you've done the work. This, the hardest part of this is over. Now, it's time to reap the rewards of that hard work. So the end of a tough cycle approaches. In the collective reading yesterday, I did mention that I felt that most people were kind of past the worst part of it. All of the energy that's been hitting us all recently, causing us all to reassess our situations. It's like the worst part of that is over, and now it's, you've surmounted at least the fear, right? You faced the fear, and now all of the solutions are going to come into sharper focus because you've already confronted the scariest part of it. So, um, it's time to release negativity right behind that with the full moon in Scorpio. Love our Scorpios. Um, so it's time to release all the negative energy. The tough cycle is over. And now it's time to create this new portal to step through, because that Four of Wands, that old portal, it doesn't work for you anymore, baby. You're higher frequency than that now. So you're creating new portals. Knight of Cups right behind that one. This is new fulfilling offers. This could be offers in love. This could be offers in, business. I know my earth signs, we love our business, right? We love that money and love being, having a purpose, feeling like we are serving some sort of a greater purpose, than just for ourselves, for us, higher frequency earth signs. So this is those new opportunities coming in, maybe where before full 2.0 is showing up in the reverse, maybe where they didn't get off the ground last time. You're taking more initiative. Adjustments are required. We have that one that came out with the third quarter moon. Adjustments are required. So again, reassess, figure out which pieces you need to move. See if your action steps are really aligning with your end goal. Okay. Because sometimes we can get so hyper fixated on what's going on and trying to attend to the details in our immediate awareness that we forget to look at the bigger picture. And maybe we're trying to save a part of the situation that is meant to crumble, that is not a component to the greater manifestation, the higher octave of that manifestation that's meant to manifest for you. So, bigger and better things. It's like set your sights higher. Okay. Set your sights higher, because the platform that you're manifesting from now isn't the same as the one that you've just jumped off of. Okay. You've made adjustments, you've done the work. Eclipse season is here. My gosh. So, everyone is doing intense clearing work. Everyone is breaking down things in their life that are no longer working or no longer functioning properly. And we're reworking it. Okay. Rework it or shelve it and come back to it later, whatever it is that you feel you need to do. But there is the energy of something not working out. We'll get to that in a minute. Right now is a time for healing with the balsamic moon. This time for rest, rejuvenation, reassessment. Okay. This is your time to refocus, hone in on what it is that you truly want, and heal, because everyone is being triggered right now. If something is not going your way in life, you're triggered. Okay. Right now, everyone is triggered because, and you don't even have to have like this huge, overwhelming ego to be triggered right now by things not going right for you. It's just your higher self or the universe is no, Matt, this is for earth signs, my love. But if whatever resonates, take it. Okay. You can watch for your sun, moon, rising, and Venus signs. If you don't know those, you can always go and do a natal chart. Google free natal chart. Lots of websites will pop up. Astro Matrix is a good app. I use that one. Kara uses that one too. So take this time and heal whatever is being triggered for you. Surrender to the divine within you, with the full moon showing up here. So a lot of endings, a lot of closure coming in for everyone. And closure doesn't always necessarily mean that you need to have another person or another situation's validation that, it's okay for you to move on. Sometimes we have to just forgive and not expect to hear a verbal apology from that other person or from that job or from whatever it was. We just have to find our true power and move forward with or without that validation, because external validation, you don't need it. Your ego might, but you don't. Not if you're in tune with your intuition. Okay. So have a chat with their higher self in meditation if you can't verbally, have a conversation with a person, and hash it out that way. Forgive. It doesn't mean that it was okay, but it means I'm no longer holding on to this energetic cord. I'm no longer powering you up by giving my energy through this cord. Okay. So cut the cords, heal them, and move on. We have the Knight of Swords showing up in the reverse. This is what I was talking about just a minute ago when I said something didn't move forward. This could be communication. Hi, Christy. How are you, love? Nice to see your beautiful face in here. Knight of Swords showing up in the reverse. This is it could have been start stop energy, like it looked like something was coming to fruition and then it fizzled out, it didn't work. You didn't get that job opportunity, you didn't get that opportunity with that person, with that collaboration, that friendship, that romance, that whatever. And it could have really taken, like, your ego could have really taken a hit here. But again, our triggers are showing us where we need to do a little bit more healing, okay? Where we need to have a little bit more grace with ourselves, maybe even others. Surrender to the divine, allow whatever needs to unfold in the situation to unfold. But when something doesn't work out, when something doesn't come to fruition, it's either protection, divine protection, rerouting, right? Your GPS signal got lost there for a minute because you're being rerouted to a more direct, more smooth sailing road to get there, right? So don't take these failures or these things that kind of fizzled out before they really had the chance to manifest. Don't take those as failures, okay? Take them as divine protection, divine redirection, because that's what it is. It's redirecting you to your Ace of Wands. This is that new passionate phase. This is a new opportunity that's going to fulfill you emotionally, because we do, again, have that Knight of Cups that showed up earlier with this Ace of Wands here. So this is passion, purpose, something that's fulfilling for you. So if you didn't get that higher paying job that had a lot more responsibility, and you really wanted the extra income, perhaps it was because you're getting another job that's going to be more fulfilling for you, that's going to be right up your alley, something that you're good at, something that you're not just going to dread going to work every single day. Or if this is in business, maybe you thought you were going to do one thing, but now you kind of just stumbled into a different path, and that's okay. Success is success, and if it's fulfilling for you, then you didn't lose out. Okay, so don't worry about it. Better things are coming. Knight of Wands right next to that Ace of Wands. This is opportunities being presented to you. This is you, that magnet for abundance, because you stepped into your Emperor energy, because you take action only when it's inspired, because you see the entire game board. You don't just see move by move. You're 10 steps ahead, baby. Okay, and that's what life has taught you, because you've had to rework situations before, because you've had to let go of missed opportunities and create more opportunities moving forward, or because you've had to heal such shit circumstances for yourself that you have healed your frequency and vibration to such a degree that opportunities are now coming through in pleasant ways. Lessons are coming through in pleasant ways. You get these opportunities that you never would have been able to manifest for yourself before, because you're no longer taking that unhealed, that wounded version of you forward. You've integrated it, you've healed it, you've nurtured it, you've given it the time and attention that it needed so that you could integrate that back into yourself and become more whole. And when you do that, your frequency is not short circuiting. You're not popping off these crazy left and right crazy signals to the universe about what it is that you want. Okay, like a little squirrel brain person. Squirrel. So you've streamlined your frequency. You're more easily aligned to the things that you do want, because you don't have these subconscious beliefs and wounds saying you're not good enough, that's not going to happen, that never happens for anyone, that's impossible. You don't have those anymore. You don't have that noise, that chatter in the back of your mind that is keeping you from reaching your highest potential. So now that you've healed those things, better opportunities are coming in, bigger opportunities are coming in for you, because you did the fucking work. Okay, earth signs are all about doing that work. Okay, so you've done the work, things are shifting. Yes, they might be uncertain at this time with that Pisces moon again. My mind is referring back to that first card that we had with the moon in Pisces. So things may be looking a little uncertain for you right now. We're in the middle of an eclipse window. Okay, everything's going to look uncertain for you right now. Fogginess, confusion, all the things. So you know what to do. Rely on your intuition, because that's your compass. When everything else is going haywire, your intuition will never fail. Okay. External technology and external 3D matrix shit might, glitch and backfire, but your intuition never will. Bottom of the deck, there is so much more to you than you think. You are so much greater than you could ever fathom. And these parts of you, those unhealed, wounded parts of you, were the ones that were holding you back, that were blocking you from being able to see the bigger picture, the entirety of you. But there is so much more to you than you really think. Okay. Um, Open up with that feminine energy. It doesn't matter if you're male or female. We all have masculine and feminine energies within us. This is that feminine energy. Card number 17, which breaks down to number 8, infinity. 1 is new beginnings. 7 is all about spirituality, focus. Has a lot to do with luck also, home life. 7 is a masculine number to me also. I don't know. I can't explain it, but numbers are masculine and feminine too. But this is opening up to that divine feminine within yourself, nurturing your projects, your desires, your focus, wherever you want to manifest for yourself. Focus there, nurture that. 2121. Thank you, Matt. Teaching, learning from your experiences, and perhaps even handing that knowledge on to others. I know most of you in here are channels, okay? You channel guidance to people. People just come up to you and unload their entire life story on you. You don't know why. You were just trying to pick out some produce, okay? And someone comes up and tells you about their Uncle Remus and his 3 dogs and their, adventure in the woods that turned tragic. I don't know. But people just find you as a safe space. And when you are that safe space for others, you're in a, you're in, I don't want to, sorry, my brain is trying to tell me what to say. And I'm like, I don't want to say that. You are in a different category. Okay. I don't want to say you're on a pedestal or you're higher than others, because that's absolutely not true. And I don't want people's egos to take it that way. You have a higher platform because people will listen to you, right? They go to you to tell you their problems because you'll listen, but also because you channel wisdom, you channel guidance. So they're like, share it, spread it, share it. So if you feel called to speak up or to offer guidance to someone in some capacity, then absolutely do that. But otherwise, you are meant to learn your lessons and learn them good, okay? Because you are meant to teach, you are meant to help others, to hand that knowledge down to others. Air signs is right after this one, Matt. I'm going to end this one when we finish, and then I'll hop over into the air signs. So that one's coming up right after this one. Happens to you at work daily, hearing life stories. I bet, Anna. I believe that for sure. True love can never really be lost. Okay. So I don't know if this is you focused on someone else, or I'm getting to kind of two storylines. This could be with regard to you and someone else with a relationship. Doesn't always have to be a romantic. It could be platonic. It could be family. It could be whatever. But this is your love for yourself, your higher self, the love that your higher self has for this one. Because I don't want to say your lower self, because yeah, you might be, anchored in this 3D shitty ghetto reality, but you're not lower than your higher self. You are your higher self, and that's what you're meant to do, is embody your highest self. True love can never be lost. So if you are grieving, you could even be grieving over a pet who's recently passed on or something like that. But you never lose that love. You always carry it with you in your heart, in your memories, all of the cliche stuff that they like to say, but it's the truth. And you might not be able to physically see through the veil. Some of you can, but not everyone can. But your loved ones are there with you. A lot of people are experiencing, loss of loved ones at this time. People, pets, things like that are crossing over at this time. I know of few people and some, like a few pets that have made their transition recently, just as this eclipse energy has come in. So if you are dealing with loss or something like that, grieving a loss, then sending you so much love right now. But just know that they are with you and they will be making themselves known with signs. Carry the torch for others to see and wake up the world. So awakening others doesn't mean going door to door like our lovely Christian brothers and sisters who want to sell their religion to everyone else and make everyone else believe what they believe. We are not here to do that. You awaken others by living in your awakening, by being an awakened one, by, being that person who listens or who offers guidance to others, by living your life and others seeing that and following suit with their own. Um, oh, awesome, Matt. Okay, cool. Thank you, love. Um, we have grounding showing up here also. So make sure that you're grounding your energy. Lots of crazy turbulent energies happening right now with these eclipses, with all with the retrogrades. We've got a bunch of stuff retrograde right now too. So all of the energy is being shaken up, being stirred so that all of that scum can rise up to the surface and we can scoop it out. We can heal it. We can get rid of it. Okay. So you're moving into an integration phase. We've got the snake card here with integration. Also card number 33, master number, divine or ascended masters. My spiritual lingo is getting all tangled up here on the tip of my tongue. Rescued 2 baby squirrels this weekend. Oh, and the little boy passed. Oh, I'm sorry, Dallas. That's so sad. I definitely feel you on that one, honey. Sending you so much love. That's tough. But you're integrating right now. Ground yourself at this time. Speak your truth with passion. There are going to be some conversations happening, some tough conversations that are going to be manifesting for you in your life. This could be with regard to loved ones. This could be with regard to your work, career, your business, collaborations, anything like that. Because the masks are falling, right? The energies are shifting and changing, and some people are choosing to ascend, to grow past old patterns, and some people are choosing to stay behind and kind of ruminate in those old patterns for a few more go rounds with those lessons. And that's their choice, right? That's their decision. But that doesn't mean that you need to stifle yourself, that you need to dim your own light. Speak your truth, assert yourself, okay? Don't let people walk all over you because you're spiritual. That's not spirituality. That's not authenticity, okay? So hold those boundaries firm and speak up, okay? Advocate for yourself. Exercise that motherfucking throat chakra. Okay, don't make me do it for you. Spirit healers and helpers are with you, helping you to move into balance. Your spirit team is, right here with you. They're helping you to integrate. They're helping you to come back into balance, because after a rough period of having everything shaken up and rearranged, you have to do the integration, but then you also have to balance, right? Because you're not so much in the habit of that energy, for a lack of a better term at this point, because my brain is not wanting to work. But you're not really in the flow because this is a new flow. You're just learning how to flow with the new flow, with the new path, right? With the new energies that you have at your disposal. So it's going to be a little turbulent. It's going to be a little bumpy, but that's okay. It's going to smooth out, and your spirit team is here helping you to do that. Someone has a new spirit guide that just stepped forward. If you've been receiving some signs that are not normal signs that you receive, that's your cue. That's your sign that you are receiving that from another guide. So definitely meditate, go within for answers, get to know this guide of yours, build some kind of a rapport with them. New day, that kind of folds in perfectly, because this new phase of your life, when you go into a new chapter or a new phase of your life, sometimes you'll have some guides kind of dissipate, and then new ones come in and step to the forefront to work with you on whatever new set of lessons that you're meant to experience. So if this is you, if you're feeling like you're receiving new signs, different signs, you feel energies that are different, but you don't really quite know, you can't really pinpoint what exactly that is, those are your new guides stepping in. They could also be activating sexual energy. So watch where you're pointing that equipment, okay? Make sure you're doing your spiritual hygiene, especially if you are dipping into the pool of multiple partners or new partners, anything like that. Just make sure that you're protecting yourself and cleansing yourself afterwards, just like you would with your body, okay? Do it with your aura, your energetic field as well. The light in you can lead the way. So this sexual energy is actually being activated because this is sacral energy. This is your creation energy. So sometimes we'll get to a point in life where we don't really or haven't really been leaning too much on that sexual energy, on that passionate type energy, because we get so in our day to day, in our schedules, that we don't really, you know, we may not have a need in our day to day. Like if you work at the DMV, you're not going to need to tap into that sacral chakra for some passion just to perform your job, right? And so as humans, we can get into those habits and kind of get in a rut in that way. So you could have these new guides stepping forward to activate your sexual energy to a degree where you are now tapping into it creatively. Channel that energy. I mean, I don't know any of you that work at the DMV, but like, you know what I mean? One of those jobs where it's not really thrilling. You don't have to do anything creative unless it's problem solving for whatever reason. So channel that into art, into music, sing in your car on the way home. I don't care, just as long as you're channeling that creative energy and allowing that to flow, because that's going to imbue that energy on you so that you can be open to newer, better opportunities. Okay. So make sure that you are harnessing that energy, using it, okay, using it as a tool for the grander scheme of things, not getting focused, tunnel vision on what's activating that energy. You need to make sure that you are harnessing that energy, whatever activated it, and you're pouring it into other things. And that's where that light within you can lead the way. That's what that card is talking about. So surrender to the divine. We're coming back around to that card again because we're about to close out the reading. Surrendering to the divine with that full moon is all of these things that are being eclipsed out, or all of these things that are coming to a culmination in your life, are bringing you to a point of attraction where you're open it's like you're on the precipice of this new phase. You are on the precipice of manifesting something in your life, whether it's money, close people to you, whether it's romantic or otherwise. You get the picture. So something is about to manifest for you. So what the guidance is to harness and channel that passionate creative energy and dream bigger, because you are at a higher platform now, to where the next things that you're manifesting in your life are much bigger than you could have manifested last week, right? Because now you're in a higher octave of that energy. So think big, dream big, tap into that creation energy, get into the flow, shake your ass. Okay. It's time to free yourself from anything that's weighing you down. That's what this whole, period has been about, that you're about to move forward from and into this new chapter, this new phase, these new foundations that you're laying for yourself, because the old ones crumbled. Okay. So tap into that creative, passionate energy, surrender to the divine within you, because you are the only divine. Your higher self is the divine that is leading you, that is guiding you. The universe, whatever you want to call it, it is your higher self. It is the God portion of you. Okay. So surrender to that, because that part of you knows exactly, they can see the whole game board, even all the side pieces. Okay. So just surrender to the plan that you've already created for yourself and flow with it. You are the moving piece. You're the vehicle here. So you get to point and, steer in the direction of wherever it is that you're meant to go, but listening to that GPS, listening to that guidance, because baby, you haven't been here before. Okay. I love you guys. I am going to go ahead and hop off of the earth sign reading for now. If you are new and you want to book a private reading, my website is right there with my name, and I will be seeing you guys soon. I'm going to get off here and jump over to the air signs. So give me just a few minutes and I'll be right back with you guys. Mwah. I love you.